Yo, 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 what is going on, COD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today I got a hot one for you. We're going to be going over the six most important tips for leveling a new account and progressing in Call of Dragons, and I'm even going to have a special tip for you at the very end, so make sure you stay tuned. Before we dive and get into everything, as always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you sub, like, ring the notification bell, and if you want to join and be a part of our conversation, hit up the Discord. You can find a link to that in the pinned comment description right down below. So number one, we're going to start off with is Dragon Trail. It's this icon right here. You pop this out, bam, you click on the cross swords. When you load this up, Dragon Trail is important for multiple reasons. One, it's important because it's going to help you gain Dragon Glass, which you're going to use in the Trail store, which is found right here in the bottom left. You're also going to get Prestige as one way to do it. All right, where it says is gained by defeating the Dragon Trail and by defeating Behemoth Acolytes. Prestige is used to enact policies. This is important because policies is kind of almost like Lord Talents from Infinity Kingdom. It's an additional passive type technology that you're able to level up aside from your Academy tech. Then we get to the third one, which is Hero XP. You take on the Dragon Trail to gain XP in the form of tactic manuals and level up your heroes. You can also gain these as well from defeating Darklings. An example here, if I was to just take you out, if I click on this, you'll see here, right, you get a set amount of XP and then you get resources. So it's just important to recognize there can be multiple ways to do it, but it is important. Dragon Trail is something you should be doing every day. If you're leveling up heroes, if you're increasing your Legion capacity, if you're starring them, if you're upgrading their skills, these are things that if you're getting a higher tier level unit, these are things you want to always go back to Dragon Trail before the day ends at reset, which is 0 UTC. So that's 23:59 going into 0 UTC. And you want to try and advance in Dragon Trail as much as you can. Not only are you going to get rewards for these, but you'll even get, for example, if I show you kind of one of the branch areas, I guess I can't, darn it, you actually have to get there, but there's certain areas where it'll branch off, and when you dive into those areas, they'll also give you keys, so just a lot of great resources that you're able to get, and you can even see here, right, along with getting more of your tactics manuals, which is kind of like your EXP tomes and rock, so this is something you want to do daily, and then you can take advantage of these opportunities in the store, right, want to do gathering legendaries, which is kind of like your Cleopatra variant. This is Indus. You can also find opportunities to get specific hero shards that are of your Peacekeepers, your Gatherers, or which ones you want to focus on. So a lot of value in focusing Dragon Trail early and doing it every day or anytime you notice a bump up in power, because you want to try and progress in this area as fast as you can. Number two is going to be make sure that you're joining an active alliance. What this means is that you want to be a part of an alliance that has good activities, so you're getting max helps quickly. Also, once you get to higher help threshold levels, you also want to be sure that you are in an alliance which is organized, right? They are structured. They like to inform you. They're sending out mails on events that they're going to be participating in, whether that's alliance versus alliance events, if that's doing things, for example, such as when we're going to go and attack behemoths, when we're going to go and attack passes, right? You want to be in an alliance that is not only socially active and engaged, active in hitting helps, but also active in how they are going about informing you of opportunities to progress your account as much as possible. So that's something to look out for, right? Don't just settle for being in an alliance because you were able to get in one and yeah, you're getting some helps here and there, but their leader and officers aren't really helping, or they're not really talking, or they're not really sending mails out. They're not helping you with information or informing you or answering a lot of questions, right? Look to join an alliance that is giving you all of these things, because you will progress more in that type of an alliance compared to the former. Then we get to number three, which is making sure that you are leveling your Peacekeepers early on, right? There's 5 Peacekeepers in total. You have Eliana, which is an epic. We have Guanwin, which is an epic. We have Nika, which is a legendary. We have Lilia, which is a legendary. And we have the newest one, not Indus. Gosh, I always get those mixed up with the wolf guy. Bakshi, who is a legendary. So you got 2 epics, 3 legendaries. You want to make sure that you are leveling these Peacekeepers as fast as possible, starting in your priority order of epic and then legendary. And I'm going to explain why, because once you get to 3 stars with your unit. I actually don't even need to do that. I can probably just deploy and then hit that little bubble there that we need to. So you'll see here, right, when a commander is promoted to 3 stars, you may select a deputy. The deputy essentially is your secondary commander. As a peacekeeper, you will deal more damage on average to a PvE unit. For example, that would be something like a Darkling Patrol, a Dark Creature, and Darkling Guards, meaning that you're going to be able to attack higher level PvE units than someone who is not a Peacekeeper. That also means that because now you're going to be gaining more EXP and more resources for your secondary / deputy hero. So it is a benefit to try and focus on these, especially if you're more free to play. I guess you still could argue even if you're spending, but it is just important if you want to try and progress as fast as you can. Then we get to number 4, which number 4 for me is essentially participate in everything. You want to make sure that as a player, you are doing everything that you possibly can. That's from using your command points to attacking PvE units with your command points, because that's essentially what you're using them for, and burning through those every day so you're never maxed out. You essentially never want to be at 1400, right, unless you're maybe sleeping and you're knocked out for 7, 8, 9 hours and you just can't help it. Otherwise, always have that at 0. Have it at 0 before you go to bed. Even if you only have 100 or 200 and you know it typically will max out, do that so you can take advantage of those little min-maxing opportunities. And then also all of your events. You click on the top right button right there where you saw the scroll, and I think it was a dagger, and you want to review these every day at reset. As we said, reset is 23:59 going into it. Technically is 0 UTC, but just so you know, that's kind of what it goes into. And once that hits, then you'll see potentially new events that will pop up. And so being able to kind of prepare for those before you're going to participate in them is going to help you that much more. You click on this and you just click on every event, you read everything, and you make sure that you're maxing out every event that comes around, which is going to help your account that much more. 5 is maxing out your academy's tech, scholarship, and architecture 1 and 2. And this is really important because it's going to help you level up in your building speed and your research speed in your city. So architecture 1, this is giving you building speed up by a percentage. You get scholarship, that's doing research, and then you get a little bit farther down the tree and you get to architecture 2, and then eventually you'll get to scholarship 2, right? This is on the economy tech tree side. That's military, this is economy, and you want to try and max those out. The best way to really do this is you want to upgrade your academy at a certain point after you upgrade your town hall, your city hall, right? And making sure that you're doing, which is, most people who play these games know, right, as your kind of center building. And you do that after a certain point. You might upgrade 1 or 2 things before that, but you want to make sure you're upgrading that before you get to the next level because you don't know. And the easiest way to figure this out, right, is you click on, let me go back and I'll show you a little pro tip here. When you go in, you want to click on when you can upgrade this next. So I can see here that I can't upgrade this yet until I get to 20. I already have scholarship 1 and architecture 1 maxed out. So what this means is that because I have to wait to level 20 before I can upgrade that again, and I'm 17 going on 18 as an example here, and this is just a test account, so please don't worry, is that I don't really need to super prioritize having this leveled up. I just need to make sure that I have this at 19 before this gets to 20. So that way, once this gets to 20, I can then upgrade that to 20 and then level up that corresponding tech once it unlocks for that prerequisite of me hitting that new level threshold. And that's how you want to do it. You always want to click on those to see what level do you need it next, so that way you know what order to prioritize leveling it up before you get to the next level. So that way you are ready to go when your center building, your city hall, your town hall hits that new level, and then you can upgrade that. Then we get to number 6. Which is going to be, number 6, which is going to be hitting your max helps. It's really important that you are waiting to get max helps before you spend your speed ups, right? And you can usually check that by clicking this, and I'll just give you an example, right? I'm just going to join any alliance just so I can show you. You would go here to helps, and you can see, right, how many you have. So if you have a building that you need help on, I'll just show you an example here. I'll click this. I'll go here, and you can see, right, once I hit this is how you check for helps. You go alliance, you click helps, and you can see how many you have per. Once you get this to max, then you can spend your speed ups, right? Never spend speed ups unless you have something at max help. And then finally, we get to the very end of everything, which is my last pro tip for you of the day. This is, you need to be sure that you are actively playing your Season 1 account. Now, what do I mean when I say Season 1? So, as an example, I'm just going to take us real quick to the newest server that is out, which is Server 5. I'm going to let this load for a sec, and I'm going to explain. In Call of Dragons, you have seasons. Your first season is and should be comprised of about 4 kingdoms if everything stays intact the way it currently is set up. Once you get to season either 1 plus or 2, depending on what the final name of it is, you will merge between those 4 kingdoms and you'll merge onto 1 kingdom or 1 continent. The reason why it is extremely important to actively play your account and try not to take any days off is because once you get to season 1 plus, which is where we were just at, the PvE units, such as your Darkling Patrols, your creatures, your guards, those will all level up, right? It'll still be the same level, 1 through 25, but now they'll be stronger, which means that if you were able to kill a level 15 unit easily, now it's more like that level 15 unit could become a level 25 unit, as an example. And you can see here when you're going in, you have about 70 days, right? So you can see Server 5 just started. We're at 69 days and they're, 16 hours in? So you have 70 days in a season. The idea is this runs for 70 days, and then either at that time or a little bit after is when all these 4 kingdoms will merge. And so because the difficulty for doing your kind of PvE barb grinding, if you will, to gain your heroes more XP is one way, it's important and almost imperative that you are actively playing your account and really trying to max it out every day, because then once you get to the next season, it will just be that much easier for you. You won't be that far behind, right? And as a direct example, right, my account that you just saw was a little over 1 mil. I can barely defeat a level 1. I can barely defeat a level 1 PvE unit before I was able to do like level 13s and 14s, right? And I have to use 4 legions, right, just to kind of barely defeat a level 1. So it just shows you the difference and how important it is. And obviously, you know, I'm still using T1 at my level just because for whatever reason, right? Neither here nor there. But the point is that you want to make sure you're leveling your account and you're actively playing it. That's my last pro tip for you of the day. That is it for me. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. I've been wanting to do one of these videos for a while, so let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. That is it for me as always. Until next time, I will catch you later.